Hello everyone. Good evening to whoever is in my time zone. Good morning to whoever is in the US time zone. And according to your time zone, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever. So here, right in front of you, is a wonderful, wonderful trade on pound dollar. In a sell on pound dollar at the moment, that means that I'm buying dollar, and the reason is what I'm going to explain to you in this video, why I sold pound dollar. There are multiple reasons. If you've been through the weekly analysis of dollars, I have been emphasizing on the fact that number one, of course, there's dollar CPI on Tuesday. That was today. That happened around an hour and a half ago, 5:30 my time. So it's quarter to seven my time. So about an hour 15 minutes have gone by after the CPI. And if you've been through the analysis that we did on Sunday, you would know that we have been looking for some sort of dollar strength. The reason why is because it's so up high in the sky. Everyone is looking to buy. Pound dollar I'm talking about, and everyone's looking to sell the dollars, right? Because it's just been so weak for the past whole of the week, right? It's been so weak. So I got to be in on this sell. This is the first trade of the week. I did not trade yesterday. The reason why is because I've shown you in the weekly analysis. If you go to the economic calendar, you can see that yesterday there was not a lot of news, just yen GDP and nothing of high impact afterwards. But today, oh boy, dollar CPI. And I've emphasized on this so much that there are some major news events that I'm very interested in. One of them is CPI. So it's basically interest rate, NFP, CPI, GDP, and pretty much about it. And when Powell testifies, right, that moves the markets. Anyway, so here's the thing. Here's what happened with CPI today. OPEC monthly report was also there, but it was a medium impact news. So dollar CPI. Okay, dollar CPI last month it was 0.4%. Today it was expected to be 0.3%, but it came out to be 0.4%. That's good for dollar, right? Again, the next CPI last month 3.9%, today expected to be 3.7%, came out to be 3.8%, so better than expectation but not as good as it was previously. And then the next one is 0.3% last month, 0.4% expected, 0.4% it came out. The next one, 3.1% last month, 3.1% expected, came out to be better than expectation. Okay, so for right now, we're talking about dollar, but bear in mind that there was pound news today too. Average earnings, claimant count, employment change, unemployment rate. So this was pound news today, and then there was Euro CPI today too. So the reason why I was so focused on pound dollar is, let me just take you through pounds first, right? Take a look at pound yen. So 12 o'clock my time is when the pound news released. This sell happened with the news and price went all the way down there. First pound week. Pound Aussie. 12 my time is right about here. Pound week. Pound Kiwi. 12 my time is right about here. News came out. Pound week. Pound Swiss franc. 12 my time is right about here. News came out. Pound week. Pound CAD. Right about here. News came out. Pound week. Pound dollar, of course, is running wonderfully right now, but 12 my time right about here. News came out. Pound week. And euro pound too. 12 my time. Where is 12 my time? Yeah, this is 12 my time. News came out. Pound week. Okay, so during London, I established the fact that pound is going to be weak today. Why? It's because the news came out and it weakened the pound. We all know the drill. We've talked about it multiple times, right? The next thing, CPI comes out on dollar. We'll go over pound dollar last. Look at euro dollar. So if you take a look at the recent price action here, right? This is a lot of range. After this big buy, this is a lot of ranging activity. It's about 24 hours of range, and then it breaks through, chops around all the way up to there, and sells, right? So when everyone has turned to sellers, CPI comes out. Let me take you to a lower time frame because it's a wick on higher time frames. CPI comes out and it shoots the prices down. CPI comes out, shoots the prices all the way down. And as the price is coming back up, everyone who was looking to sell it up in here, here is getting in on the sell side. But what happens? What happens, as we've discussed it multiple times, and the names given to it is, grabbing liquidity, sweeping liquidity, taking out stop losses, anything you want to name it, but the price goes higher. The price goes higher than where everyone else was looking to sell, where their stop losses were above this. Let me just get rid of all of these brushes and then we'll talk about it. So where everyone is getting in on the sell side with their stop losses above this, the price buys. It buys, takes out their stop losses, turns them to the buy side, and then starts to go. Euro dollar, done. Dollar CAD, if you remember the weekly analysis, we were looking to buy dollar CAD. But I got in on pound CAD, doesn't really matter. Pound dollar, sorry, doesn't really matter because it's dollar that we're basically buying. Same thing happens. CPI comes out, price shoots all the way up to there. Everyone is looking to get in on the buy side. Price sells. As it sells, takes everyone's stop losses, turn them to the sell side of the market, and then it buys. Dollar CAD done. Dollar Swiss franc, same thing. We discussed it in the weekly analysis that it is at a very interesting place to buy off of, and that is exactly what it is doing right now. And the same story. uh, CPI comes out, price buys, everyone is looking to buy. The price sells, takes everyone's stop losses, turn them to the sell side of the market, and then the bigger buyer from CPI buys. Aussie dollar, exact same thing. Although the push higher on Aussie dollar is much higher, the reason why is because Aussie was stronger until this point, uh, in comparison to a lot of other currencies. But same thing, right? So initially, price sells as CPI comes out. Price sells. Everyone is looking to get in on the sell side. The price buys, turns them to the buy side of the market, and then it sells. If you take a look at 60, it's a brand new seller that is coming in. It's gone low. It should continue to go lower probably tomorrow, if not today. Kiwi dollar, same story. Everyone is looking to, as the price pushes all the way down to there, everyone is looking to get in on the sell side. The price comes all the way back up, grab liquidity, turn them to the buy side, take stop losses, whatever you want to name it. That does not matter. What matters is the logic behind it. Why is it doing this thing, right? Okay, so turns everyone to the sell opposite side to the buyer, and then the price sells. Probably the same thing would have happened in gold too. Yeah, so everyone is looking to get in on the sell side. Now, the reason why everyone is looking to get in on the sell side is because the CPI came out strong for dollar. The price pushed in the right direction initially, but if you have an okay idea of what price action, how price action works, it cannot just go all the way down, especially since it's been coming up for such a long time. So it's gonna do its thing, uh, mess around and then go, right? So, but it's the same concept, same thing that happened on gold also. Now let's quickly go through pound dollar. Uh, Took 60% out at 8R, 1:8. I've already taken out 60% down here. I do expect it to continue to go lower. Although all of this is one buy, it looks like it is one buy, but this area seemed pretty interesting to me because as the price started to come up, it held here for 8 hours, right? 8 hours is a lot of time. It held here for 8 hours, and on a lower time frame, of course, this is a brand new seller that came in with the uh, pound news during at Frankfurt Open, basically, before London. And then on this time frame, you can see that this is all one buyer that bought from here, went all the way up to there. Even if you consider this being that buyer that went all the way up to here, then it ranges for a very long time, probably more or less 24 hours. Then it drops down, chops, the buyer chops, and then pound seller basically takes it lower. I was interested in selling it up here today, but with the news, I wanted the price to come higher and then go lower. It just went lower, continued to go lower, then it pulled back a little bit, and then of course dollar CPI. So about the price action on dollar CPI, if you take a look at this, so as we talked about, uh, everyone looking to get in on the sell side after looking at the data, and also after looking at the initial move from the price, everyone is looking to get in on the sell side. Now if I take you to 15 seconds, this is so interesting, you have no idea. Okay, we're reading the playgrounds on the opposite direction, right? Because this is the cell that happened when all the way down to there, right? Now inside this cell, the buyer starts to show up, buys. Let me zoom in a little. Buys, goes all the way up to there, holds, buys. So this is as we mark the playgrounds, the territories, this breaks higher, so this is a new territory in the pullback. It holds, buys again from here to here. This is the buyer that is holding now, pulls back, buys again, and the buyer that goes through this is this buyer. Can you see a little bit of a pause in there? I'm going to delete all of these brushes again. Can you see a little bit of a pause in there? All the way through there are pauses, but then you never go through those pauses or challenge them with equal force, or lower high or lower low. In this case, as the price goes higher from here to here, falls down, tries to go higher, cannot go higher, puts in a lower high and a lower low, the test to it. This is where the trade was taken. Stop losses, obviously, if the sell is valid, then the prices are not going to go through this. And pretty sustained sell came in, went all the way down to 8R. So from here to here it's 8R. I am expecting it to go further lower, um, maybe all the way down to here, if not to my final TP. Anyway, again, as we've discussed this multiple times, and we've emphasized on it so much, that the major news events are of such key importance that you have no idea. What you need to do is base your trading around these news events, because you don't need to stay in front of the charts all night long, all day long, throughout your life. You have an economic calendar, you definitely know that the prices move with these major news events, and that the residue of those moves is what you want to catch, if that makes sense. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. First trade of the week. Wonderful, wonderful profits. All right, cheers, guys.